So in FC24 there is a few different shots that you can do, and the one that I'm going to be showing you today is the low driven shot. So realistically it looks something like that. With previous games there has been kind of a button to press, you hold LBRB in, and as you can see that has now been changed to the power shot, which most definitely is going to be your better long range with the power shot. Obviously it takes a little bit to wind up, and naturally you do get that driven aspect. If you kind of go for the full power, then it will just rise. I feel like as you get closer and closer to the goal, obviously this is quite far out, with the power shot, if you just maxed it out, it has got a good chance of hitting at least. It's not just going to go absolutely over. The low driven shot normally was kind of all the buttons together, but it still equals a power shot. So the way that you do a low driven shot nowadays is not any button at all. As you're running towards the goal, instead of going for your maximum power, so for instance as we see a normal shot will kind of have that curve, with the more kind of techie players they'll have a little bit of lift, maybe a bit of technique, whereas with the low driven you see the difference. If you are just naturally pressing B, just lightly tapping it, it's about a quarter of a bar if that. So if we're going closer, you'll be able to get more of that driven shot. So as you see, even then, that was a little bit too much power. And the main problem with a low driven shot nowadays is not necessarily even the actual technique itself, because it is a little bit harder. It is just almost a normal shot. But basically, it's the fact that you don't get much power behind it anyway. I would much prefer recommending a finesse, a chip, a power shot, whereas the low driven is kind of just that bat round the corner. And sometimes it can have effect on the goalkeeper. I feel with the low driven, if you're going straight on like this, you can kind of see there is not really much power behind it. It is literally, as it says, a low driven, but realistically you might as well just go for the finesse in general, because if you're coming in for it, you're looking for a little one, it's the only way that you can go bottom corner, and half the time the power is not going to be enough. But it is just a simple tap of B, nothing too crazy, and that's all there is to it. I would personally go for the power shot over anything, but that is how you do a low driven shot.